that's perfect for the month of October. I have heard Jane talk about this book for so long. I am so excited for this book to be in my fingers. In October, we're starting back up the Enchanted book club. Hello lovely bookworms, I'm Esmay from Paradise Pages on Instagram and also on Twitter, and welcome to a new video. As you could have seen from the title, today it is TBR day. I'm so excited to be going into October. Spooky season is around the corner and so is Christmas season, which I'm even more excited about. So last time I actually had 6 books to finish, and let me quickly grab the list so we can talk about the ones I did and didn't finish. Just quickly, because we are still in September, so I still have some time to finish certain books. Let me see. I'm gonna go to my list, my little list. September. So I changed around my schedule a tiny little bit. So for I'm not sure which order we were in, but for short book I had Gallant, check. Wildcard was The Hatmakers, check. Sequel, Master of Iron, check. Contemporary, One of the Girls, check. Desert Book, Rain the Earth, check. And then I had Sci-Fi, Foundry Side. That's the only one I switched out. I decided to read Finna, which is a short novella, but a sci-fi, so a check. If you want to know more about the books that I have finished, what I thought of them, all that kind of stuff, then do keep watching, because next week my wrap-up will be coming for you next week, not for me but for you. And so those were the books for September, meaning I I did read all 6 of the books I wanted to read, so that's really good. And I think without further ado, let's just continue on with roll number 1. Hello and welcome to a new round of Game of the Books. This time we're doing October. You've already had intro Esmay, so I won't talk too much. I've added a couple of cards to the stack, so we'll see what we'll do. I've picked up some prompts here and there, some things you've suggested, and if you have suggestions for the deck, I can always add more, so it's quite a heavy deck right now. So let's just start. I'm gonna hopefully do 5 rolls like normally, not 6 like last time. So let's just start with the first roll. 15, already starting off good. Okay, starting with an orange. Magic. So a book with magic. Okay. So roll number 1, starting off with an orange, and that orange is magic. So there's a lot of books that I want to read in the month of October. Some of them are because of sort of the month it is, and then there's 2 books that are coming out this October. So I'm going to start with the first book I really want to read that is coming out, and that I don't own it yet because again it's not out yet. I have pre-ordered it, and that is The River of Silver by S.A. Chakraborty. This is a book, a 400-page book with tales from the Daevabad world, from the City of Brass, Kingdom of Copper, the Empire of Gold, and I cannot wait to get my hands on that. I think what I'm going to do, depending on how long the tales are, is just read them in between and like read it the entire month once I get my hands on it. I am so excited for this book to be in my fingers. I do have to say it depends on when I get the book, because I've pre-ordered it from Fairy Loot and they might be a bit late, so we'll see if I can get my hands on either audiobook or physical book. I kind of want to read it physical, but we'll see. Otherwise I will switch this out for something else, but we'll see how the month will go. So that said, let's move on to roll number 2. Let's move on to roll number 2. Can you see that? That's a 9. Focus. Hello, focus. 9. Another orange. A spooky read. Isn't that perfect for the month? Alright, spooky read. Roll number 2. Another orange, and this time it is a spooky read. So that's perfect for the month of October. Absolutely perfect for this month. So I have decided to pick up one of the books that I've had for quite a while. I got this gifted, and that is Small Spaces by Catherine Arden. This is a tiny little middle grade, but it is a spooky October-y book. I don't know that much about it, and I'm planning to leave it like that. Personally, I like going into my books not knowing that much about them, so that's what I'm gonna do. Hopefully you don't mind that. If you want to check it out, you can always do so. But yeah, I'm gonna read it. Have you guys read it? I've heard a lot of people talk about it, so let me know what you thought of it if you have read it. Moving on to roll number 3. Roll number 3 is 13. 13. A green. A hardcover. Alright, we can do that. A hardcover. Okay, so roll number 3 was a green hardcover. And during this month, I've actually picked up another book, and I think I will be able to finish that before the month is up, and so I really want to read the sequel. So I'm putting on my TBR The Blood Trader by Lynette Noni. This is the 3rd book in the Prison Healer series, and I've loved the first one. I'm really enjoying the second one, so I can't wait to read the 3rd one. So what the Prison Healer is about, it's about a girl who is locked up in a prison, and she has become the prison healer. And then the rebel queen actually comes to Stalendorf, which is the prison, and she has to make sure the queen survives, both for personal motives and also due to the fact that this queen has to do a trial by ordeal, something along those lines. These trials have never been survived, but our main protagonist, Kiva, I think, yeah, it's either Kiva or Ziva, but it's Kiva, actually decides to take her place. And I loved the first book, so I'm really enjoying the second one, and I can't wait to read the 3rd one. And let's move on to roll number 4. Let's move on to roll number 4. Ooh, sorry, Kendall. That is 5. There we are, 5. A blue, meaning my physical TBR. Oh, not another book. Not another desert book. We actually did this one last month, so I'm going to take this out and I'm going to take a different card. So, taking that out, let's choose another blue. I think we also did short book last month, so taking that one out too. Sorry if you find this cheating, but I want something different. Oh, a long book. I'm here to set myself up for failure. Well, number 4 is a long book. So roll number 4 was a blue, and I feel like I have screwed myself over a little bit because I decided to take out 2 cards that I had already drawn quite a bit. It happens from time to time with a deck, but I just don't want to keep repeating prompts, if that makes sense. So the 3rd one I got, 3rd time's the charm, is a blue long book. And so I had to dig around, and I decided that about 500 pages is a long book, so I'm putting on my list Kingdom of the Feared. Kingdom of the Feared is coming out September 29th, around that time, and I cannot wait to read it. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm definitely gonna buy an ebook for it, because I once again pre-ordered this from Fairy Loot, and I really want the special edition, but I want to read it as soon as October hits, so that's what we're gonna do. I am so beyond excited to read it, and yeah, I don't know. I'm just really excited to read it, so yeah. That said, what Kingdom of the Wicked is about, which is the first book in this trilogy, is about twin sisters, and then we follow Amelia, whose twin sister Vittoria gets murdered, and then in an unfortunate series of events, she actually summons one of the 7 wicked, and that's Wrath. So I really loved the first and the second book, so I can't wait to read the 3rd and I think final book in this trilogy. And let's move on to the final roll. Lastly, roll number 5. That's a 2. 1, 2. So that's one of your suggestions or your favorites. a horror book. I've yet to read any horrors, so here we go, a horror book. Okay. So the final roll was a yellow, meaning one of your recommendations, and for that I have to read a horror book, and this was such an easy pick for me. I have heard Jane talk about this book for so long, and the one I'm talking about is Horrid. She mentioned to me that she absolutely loves this. It's one of her favorite books, and though I have to say that it's hit and miss with me when it comes to what Jane likes and what I like, I think maybe horror might be a good genre that we both enjoy. With contemporary, we usually feel the same way, so I hope that horror is going to be the same. So I'm going to be reading Horrid. No clue what it is about, but I am putting it on my TBR for the month of October. It might have shifted a little bit, but I actually forgot about one more book that I have to read, and that's because in October we're starting back up the Enchanted book club. So I'm very excited. This month we are having 2 co-hosts, so we're having Mariana and Charlott to join us. So excited for them to be coming on board for this month. We'll see what will happen for November, but the October book that we'll be reading is going to be a murderous book, and that's going to be The Sanatorium by Sarah Pierce. So I'm really excited to dive into this. This is a murder mystery set in the Alps. I think I've talked about this quite a bit, but this is our October book, and that makes my TBR 6 once again, but that's okay. That said, those were all of the books that I want to read in October. So I have three physical ones here. I have The Sanatorium, The Blood Trader, and Small Spaces. And then I want to read Horrid, The River of Silver, and Kingdom of the Feared. So I think that's an impressive TBR. We'll see how well I do for the month of October. I am definitely in a reading mood, so that is good. I'm just excited to read again, especially during this autumn. Like, the autumn season is when I will be reading a lot more than usual, but yeah, I'm just really excited. So that said, let me know what books you want to read in October, and if you've watched up until this point, let's put a little maple leaf down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to our channel and press that little bell icon so you get post notifications every single time that we post, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye!